Well, welcome
Okay.
Veronica Lee. She's our Director of Community Operations, and she's also a chef. And we are so excited to have her to teach us this amazing dish on Korean cooking. Floor is yours, Veronica, and I'll admit people when they come in.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. I'm so happy to be doing this with you guys. And I wanted to, before we get started, I wanted to point out that this dish is extremely flexible, versatile, and forgiving. So don't be afraid to follow along. First of all, I'll go through the ingredient list. So I have 1 medium-sized onions and a pound of ground turkey. But you can use any kind of meat. You can use beef, chicken, tofu, or one of those meatless products that are in the supermarkets. And also, I have green onions, bell pepper, some mushrooms, and 5 cloves of garlic, ginger, ground, sesame oil, and soy sauce, sugar, some salt and black pepper, and some water. If you have any questions, feel free to stop me at any time. Okay, so let's get started.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
Do you like the induction stove?
This one, you know what? I just moved in, so this will be my 2nd day cooking on the
induction.
But my first impression is, and I've had induction ovens before, and they warm up very slow, but I like it otherwise.
Okay, good. Just wondering. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Are you thinking about getting one?
Well,
you renovating?
No. So in the new senior center, we're going to be a LEED Gold Platinum certified building, one of the only ones in California, and our kitchen has to have induction. So I'm just asking people how they like it. So just wondering.
It's the new thing, so I don't think you will go wrong.
Okay, super.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so for 1 pound of meat, we're gonna use 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. I'm using the less sodium. So I'm gonna get a small bowl and start the sauce with, again, 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And we're gonna add to that 4 tablespoons of sugar. I'm using stevia because it's healthier for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm adding to the sauce 5 cloves of garlic minced. Are you guys familiar with Yan Can Cook?
Yes.
I'm not doing it like he does.
I used to watch him when I was a kid.
Yeah.
What's his tagline? If Yang can cook, so can you.
Yes.
Mhm.
And he used to have one of those like big Chinese knives, and he would crush the garlic and spread it across the cutting board, and he would be able to crush a garlic less than a second. But this is how I'm doing it. Okay, so this is good enough for me. And I am going to add this to the sauce base. And I'm going to squeeze in a little bit of ginger, fresh ginger. You could also use powder, and it's about half teaspoon. And once this is all in there, you stir it around so that the sugar is mixed in with the rest of the sauce. Yeah, it's too pasty, and no, I need to add about 2 tablespoons of water. Stir it around. And I'm going to add a little bit of sesame oil, like about half teaspoon. I mean, a half tablespoon. And a dash of salt. Use this salt right here. A pinch of salt. Okay, and I think it's good enough. And I'm gonna pour the sauce to the meat. And mix it in. Like so. And let it sit while we cut up the vegetables, and it will marinate during that time. And because the meat is ground, it doesn't have to sit long to be marinated. But if you're using, let's say, like a chicken breast, I think you need to marinate at least half an hour. Okay, that's good. Okay, and off comes my gloves. Okay. And I'm gonna set this aside and cut some vegetables. I like to clean up as I go along. Okay. There. And next, I'm going to dice the onions. Okay, I'm just gonna use that much today. I think it was more than a medium size. So set that aside.
Veronica, any tricks on chopping onion without tearing up?
Wear glasses.
Mm.
I don't think there's any magic. Just comes with the territory. And I'm gonna use a little bit of mushrooms today. So chop up the mushrooms. And I've made this dish just using the mushrooms, and it works out very well. If any of you are vegans. And any kind of mushroom, actually, combination of shiitake, portobello, or just, one kind of mushroom, it works. And you don't have to marinate the mushrooms because it absorbs the sauce very well. So that's about it in terms of the vegetables. And if you want, you could also add jalapenos, which I think I will today, about half. Okay, that's good. And I'm gonna turn the volume up to high to begin with. And I'm gonna wait until the pan heats up a little bit. I was told by a chef that prevents food to get stuck on the pan while you're cooking it. So I'm gonna wait until it heats up and add the cooking oil after it heats up. Okay, I think it's heating up. Okay. Bruce, like I said, it heats up slowly. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of cooking oil.
Well, at least it doesn't burn.
Yeah, it doesn't really. And once it heats up, it goes. Is any of you cooking with me, or am I the only one cooking? Okay, I'll assume that I'm the only one cooking, so I'll just go at my own pace.
What kind of cooking oil are you using? You just vegetable oil, olive oil?
Actually, when I'm cooking like this, when I'm stir frying, I like to use grapeseed oil. But today, I'm using olive oil.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, it's hot. So first thing we're gonna cook is the onions, because I want the onions to be fully cooked. Otherwise, it will be crunchy and the spice will still linger. Okay. And I'm going to cook the onions about 3 minutes after I hear it sizzle. I hope soon. Yeah, I don't hear it sizzle yet.
Is it the high temperature?
Yep, highest. And dual. Yeah. Okay, it's starting to sizzle. So I'm going to cook it about 3 minutes. Do you guys know, have you guys made any Korean dishes before?
No, this will be my first.
Yeah, the sauce that I made, it's a very basic Korean sauce. So you can use it to marinate any kind of meat. Very useful. And as I was saying before, this dish is very versatile. So you could have it with rice as a salad topping, mix it in with the noodles. What else? And lettuce wrap. So, good. Okay, the onion is turning translucent. So I'm gonna cook it a little more.
About the sugar, what kind of sugars can I use? Can I use brown sugar?
Yes, you can use brown sugar, white sugar. Yeah, but today I'm using stevia.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you.
So stevia is 1-on-1. In other words, it's equivalent to the same in sugar, a teaspoon
Yes.
of sugar, same stevia. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so I don't know if it's been 3 minutes already or not, but my onions are translucent. So I'm going to add the ground turkey. And now I'm going to reduce the heat to medium high. And I'm going to add the mushrooms last because mushrooms cook fast. And this dish, you can make a lot of it and cook it and then freeze it. And then use it as a stuffing for pot stickers, spring rolls. Just add, and you can add any kinds of vegetables that you like. Carrots, spinach. What else? And overcooking is allowed because of the sugar, it will actually caramelize. So it will add to the flavor. So don't worry about overcooking. And you want to make sure, of course, that it's fully cooked. And I noticed that the meat, when it's fresh, it tends to clump up, but once they start cooking, when you beat it down, it breaks apart. Okay, it's about halfway there. And while you're cooking, you're noticing that there's not enough liquid. You can add water. Like a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. Okay. And now I am going to add the mushrooms and the jalapenos. And about jalapenos, if you like it fresh, you could have it as a topping, fresh topping, not cook it, or you could do both. Okay, so I'm all out of liquid, so I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of water, and I'm gonna just rinse out the bowl with the sauce in it. And the sauce that I made today, like I said, it adds a lot of flavor, and kids love it because it's salty and sweet. So if you have a finicky eater, try it with them. I have been successful with few finicky eaters with this dish. And if you're a mom to little ones that who doesn't like vegetables, you could chop up the vegetables to kind of hide it, so they get their vegetables. This is another good dish to make. And I'm gonna let it simmer and the meat soak up the marinade and the juice. And I'm almost done.
Looks good. Make me hungry.
It smells good.
Tina Travando needs to invent smell-o-vision.
Ah, right. Oh, that dish is so yummy. Everybody should try it.
Yeah, and if you're a vegan, I said tofu, mushroom combination works really well. Yeah.
I used the impossible meat before.
But I used to use Impossible Meat or meatless products.
Right.
And I looked at their nutrition fact info, and they have really high potassium level, like 200 or 300%. And I think that if you have kidney problems, it's not good for your kidneys. So I stopped using it. FYI.
So it's better to use tofu or mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or turkey. Turkey is a very healthy form of white meat, right? Okay, I'm gonna let it simmer. It's all fully cooked, so that's it. I'm gonna let it simmer a few more minutes while I clean my cutting board quickly. Okay, and I'm going to turn off the heat and cut up some green onions for embellishment. And when you're embellishing with green onions, make sure that you chop it finely So the strong taste of onion will be reduced. Okay, that's good enough. And I'm going to add a little jalapenos. Okay. And I will present it over rice. So jasmine rice, sushi rice, brown rice, it works well with any kind of rice. And just like this, scoop it up, oops, and serve. I think that's good. And add the toppings. That's with rice.
Wow,
And
that looks so good.
And then those of you who are watching carbs in your diet, I also serve it with lettuce wrapped. So of course I will cool it before I serve it as lettuce wraps, and I'll just
Wow.
iceberg lettuce. I don't cut it, and I will just place the meat just like so. Add the embellishments. And serve. And the remainders, as I said before, it can be frozen. You could freeze it and microwave it, and it will be just as good. And I don't know what time it is. I think we have a lot of time left over. Again, this dish is super easy, versatile, and very forgiving. So if you don't have a particular ingredient, it's okay. As long as you have the soy sauce and the sugar and the garlic and a little bit of sesame oil. And the rest is just to your taste, and whatever you have in your refrigerator. Yeah, so I hope you will make this dish and enjoy it with your family and loved ones. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. And everybody got the handout that we sent out last night?
Yes.
Great.
Great.
Any questions for Veronica?
Oh, I'm sorry. Before you guys go, if you like Korean food, I've been hearing from a lot of my friends asking me how to make bibimbap. So you can even make bibimbap with this dish. And in bibimbap, you could add carrots, julienne, and stir fried, and any other kinds of vegetables, chopped up lettuce. And then, so over rice, put it over rice and just add the chili paste and mix it up. And that will make also another wonderful Korean dish. Okay, questions?
The sauce you said, the Korean sauce, you said
Yes.
I could use it to marinate any kind of meat. Doesn't have to be ground meat, right?
No. Yeah, it could be the rib and the sliced beef, chicken breast, but make sure to marinate at least For chicken breast, I would say about 30 minutes in the refrigerator. And for any kind of like steak or like thick meat pieces, overnight.
Okay.
And you can also cook fish with this sauce. So you would cook the fish and then add the sauce over the fish and put a lid on it to braise it.
I could use that to put on the fish and steam it, you think?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it.
One more question.
Yes, Bruce?
How do you know it's me?
Oh,
okay.
I recognize your voice.
Oh, okay. I didn't see what kind of salt did you use? Do you just use regular table salt, or is it like Himalayan, or is it just
You know what? You
kosher?
could be any kind of salt.
Okay,
But
okay.
today I used the Himalayan because that's what I had in my container.
Okay, that's what I saw it and I was like, Okay, super. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
Veronica. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Appreciate it. Have a
Bye.
great day.
Bye.
See you soon.